Should Stetson Bennett start over a healthy JT Daniels?
Without hesitation, without reservation, absolutely yes.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I'm the tiebreaker.
Uh-oh.
Here's the deal.
I'll give you my. Let me hear some valid.
No, I say that hesitation reservation with a bit of a joke.
let me hear some valid arguments
thing.
for both, and I'll give you my decision. But first, like to thank Cam Smith with the American
Thank you, Cam.
American Senior Benefits Insurance Company. Make sure you go see him for all your insurance needs.
Absolutely.
Also with the Just Jesus Radio Network, internet radio app for all your gospel preaching, gospel singing. It's nonstop, 24 hours. Our boy Dave is on there.
7 days a week.
Hey, like the post office, baby.
That's right.
Always,
Yes.
Always going.
Always going. We only go on Saturdays. But
That's like me when we play football. I'm like the post office, baby. Always open.
100%.
yeah, but make sure you give Dave a listen. Good preacher. Don't want to
He's all right.
boast him up too big, but he's
No,
pretty
I'm not very good, but I try.
That's right. But yeah, give
Come
him a
on.
listen. But
I've said all year, I believe that we could go 12-0 with Stetson. Didn't believe we could beat Bama with him. I still don't know that we can. I think it's possible. Stetson can do some things that JT can't, and his mobility. But JT can do some things that Stetson can't, in his mind, and his arm.
His arm talent, yeah.
JT has a command over the offense that Stetson doesn't have. There's an energy about Athens, about Sanford, when JT's in that quarterback. It's just different. The offense is limited with Stetson.
can agree with that.
It is not limited with JT. Yes, JT can't run. I don't know what Stetson's 40 is, but it's probably
It's pretty
Probably
quick. He's pretty quick.
I'd say
It's probably fast.
4.6, 4.7.
Yeah, no slower than 4.6. I wouldn't think he may can touch the 4.5
Yeah.
range. But here's the deal: JT and his arm talent can do some things and make some throws that Stetson can't. The offense is limited under Stetson, and if an offense is limited, then they're not doing what they can, and they're not being what they can be. And you always want to be the best you can be.
Right.
Regardless if who's playing well and who's not. If the next guy makes you better at football, you play him. JT Daniels is a man in Athens. He's a much better quarterback than Stetson. But, as we've said, I have no time for Stetson hate. I love Stetson Bennet. He's a dang good dog. And as far as I'm concerned, he's a Georgia legend.
Yeah. And like I said, I said that pretty much jokingly. I do agree that JT's the better option. And the main reason for that is because, as David just said, we saw Stetson against an elite team last year, that being Bama, and some couple other teams. And he had a good first half against Bama, but we began to see how that offense was limited with Stetson.
Right.
And once JT got inserted in the offensive lineup last year to be the starter, Georgia's offense took off.
Yeah.
And then now this year, they have a much better offense. They got another year under Todd Monken. And yes, Stetson's still doing good. And I'm with you. Obviously, I'm not a Georgia fan. But I know one of our last videos we mentioned something. It was probably about 2 weeks ago. And there was a couple of Georgia fans like, no, like Stetson, he's not good. Dude can play. Like, he really can.
Dude's
And
a
like you
baller.
said, there's truly some things that he can do with his legs that JT can't. But overwhelmingly as a whole, no doubt, JT gives y'all the best option, the best
Right.
chance to win long term.
And here's my thing. We were sitting here watching. I think I came over Saturday, watched a little bit of the Georgia game. You know, and like you said, there's a lot of people hating on Stetson Bennett. You know,
Right.
he does this, he doesn't, he can't throw over 60 yards or whatever you want to say. The thing is, the dudes came in and
Yeah.
won the. I mean, Clemson, is of course a huge game, but two of your biggest games of the year, the dude has stepped up,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's thrown a pick. I know he
He
didn't
threw
throw.
the pick against South Carolina,
When he
No,
got-
I'm saying against the two biggest
but he
games.
hasn't thrown a pick these last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, he's not gonna
He
wow.
didn't even throw a ball yesterday that should have been picked.
Yeah.
He's not gonna wow you with his arm talent. He's not gonna. I mean, yeah, he's quick, but he's
Right.
not gonna be like, okay, dude, that dude for Heisman
Yeah.
or whatever it may be.
Right.
But the dude, to me, he knows how to manage the football
Oh,
game.
yeah.
He's not. He knows his limitations.
Right.
And if it's not there, he's not gonna force it. And that's one thing that I've liked about Stetson. And it takes because Stetson could probably go to a lot of schools in the country and start.
Right.
Maybe not a Clemson and an Alabama and a Florida and teams like that, but your teams like Northwestern and your teams like
sure.
your little smaller schools like that. He could probably go and start at
No,
those.
absolutely.
start
I mean,
those-
he's starting right now. Now, granted, obviously an injured JT,
Right.
for the best team in the country.
exactly.
And
I
he's
mean, more
Dylan.
than likely he's going to lead the number one team in the country out on Saturday if they don't start JT.
Well, it speaks wonders of Stetson Bennett and the fact that Kirby came out there against Clemson and said, yeah, Carson Beck's our number 2 guy. But the moment JT couldn't go,
Yeah.
it wasn't Carson Beck.
Right.
They didn't even look at Carson Beck.
Right.
It was Stetson. And
I wonder
that's
why
the
that
thing.
was.
Well, for one, Stetson's been there.
Yeah.
And for two, I think we're seeing why it was. I mean, first off, he won some games last year. He beat Auburn last year, beat Arkansas last year. He came in against Arkansas last year in a game that Georgia come out looking like they could lose because Jerome Matthew was playing so bad. Now, I will say this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in the business of hating on. If you wear red and black, I'm not going to hate on you. At least not openly. I may dislike you in some areas. Not even going to name the player I'm thinking of. But I'm not going to get out in the open and hate on anybody in red and black. And no coaches, unless it's just pitiful. But I will say this in regards to his successful game passing. Auburn's secondary is terrible.
Right.
Yep.
It has been all year. It's not a good secondary.
Yeah, and you said that on the
Yeah,
show.
you even said that y'all were going to attack their second.
And I knew that they were going to let him throw because of how, and they did. They let Stetson throw that ball. And I remember one time it was on the Lad McConkey deep ball.
Yep.
He lined up under center, and I told Dallas was like, "You think you're going to run?" I was like, "This is a play action pass," because they love to run play action with Stetson for whatever reason. And there was like 8 guys in the box, and it was just there. And so while yes, Stetson had a great game, and I'm not taking that from him at all, and I think Georgia just roll with Stetson this week, and protect JT. I don't think there's any sense in risking it, but it was a very bad secondary, and they pretty much dared him to throw the football.
Yeah.
No, and like I said, I definitely agree with you there. I think JT is definitely long term the better option, no doubt. But Stetson is the best second option in college football outside of maybe Caleb Williams.
He's got some
he
serious
probably
moxie.
No, absolutely he does. The dude's a baller. Like the dude's a straight up player. He can play.
I mean, I think he's all credit to him. I mean, he's stepped up to the plate.
I'm a Stetson
And
fan.
his story's awesome.
And you know he has to hear, the comments. I mean, like I said, these are college athletes. He has to hear, as soon as JT gets back, he's going in.
Yeah.
He's fixing to ride the bench.
Right.
He's got to hear that stuff. But like I said, he's stepped up to the plate. He's done everything he's supposed to do. He hasn't. Now, if he's coming out there throwing 3 or 4 picks a game, it'd be a different story.
Right.
But he's done exactly. He hasn't done anything that you would say is amazing.
Right.
But he's won the football games, and that's what's most important.
I got family that knows him and his family. I've got family that goes to church with Stetson and his family. I'm a Stetson Bennet fan. JT's a better quarterback, and if you want to argue that, what I will say to you is, who has the NFL future?
Right.
And that tells you who's the better quarterback.
Yeah.
I agree.
But thanks for watching. We're probably going a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's fine. But let us know who you if you were the head coach, if you were Kirby Smart, who you starting, and not a banged up JT, but a healthy JT or Stetson, who you starting.
And like I say, I got no time for Stetson Bennet hate.
Yeah.
That man has done nothing but good things for Georgia. But thanks for watching, and catch us next time.